Hello everyone, my name is Dredden and we are back in 7 Days to Die. We're going to do quickly a tutorial on how to get prefabs back into a map. There is a different method which involves using a bunch of files and specifically a file. We'll take a look at that to kind of look at the prefabs in the world, but we're going to do this other way first because I don't think this way is shown many places. I don't know. Let's get to it. Anyhow, we have editing tools. So we have in here, we have these various tools. This is where you can update a prefab from Alpha 16, or you can make just new prefabs straight up right in here. Do their thumbnails, do the load of distance rendering kind of thing. And anyhow, I've got a couple made, and we've got the ones specifically from our previous video on saving prefabs. So I'm just going to grab this one here because this is one I don't actually know which game I was playing with this one, and now it's just going to become like a test world. So yeah, the basic point is find your county, not necessarily the save game, because this all is relative to the county that you're recording from. Like I've got a number of games here. I've got like 3 games here, 2 games here, and so it's more relative to actually what the county is that you're looking to put in, so the map itself. So we're just going to load the game. I really wanted to end this video with putting my castle back in, but in Alpha 17.2 it doesn't seem to load correctly. There's like a problem with the medicine cabinet or something. So yeah, anyways, I was going to try to put it right here because it's a beautiful little spot. I'm just going to save that for myself. Castle, delete, bam. Okay, so as you can see here, this shows the location of all the different prefabs. Now I don't actually know what these white ones are. I tried to check out this one earlier, but it didn't really show much. It's just this kind of weird space here. I don't really know. Anyways, let's get to it. Over here I have created a number of prefabs, and we're gonna hop over there. Let's hop in right there. Okay, so just gonna get a little bit of flight going on here. Where are they at here? They're loading in right now. Good. Okay, so I brought in this archway from the desert biome just to see if I could, and this one here is my auto parts store that we exported the last time. I think this is actually a slightly different one because I went ahead and made the letters a little bit better, more easy to read. Okay, let's just get to the first process. This one you can see is actually a little bit high above the ground in some places, and depending on where it is, you might want to fix that. We'll get to that. That'll be next. Okay, let's just pick a spot, maybe right here. Sure, and so I'm pretty sure these all seem to spawn in basically northeasterly. So if we hit our... this is the spot I'm going to choose, right? You choose wherever you want. If you want to buy a lake, go find a lake. If you want it on a mountain or a nice flat spot or top of whatever, you find that. Be careful though, because I'm darn sure it overwrites a prefab. Actually, let's go do it over here just to find out. I'm pretty sure these rocks are prefabs. And if we select a spot on it, it should override it. If you press Z or Z, you can then get your selection box. And I'm going to talk about moving this around a little bit later. But for now, we're going to hit the K button. That brings up Dynamic Prefabs. And I'm going to look up this one, my Adrenaline Scientific Sign, because I saved it. And we're going to do load into prefab. Now that loads up the size of this thing, and I'm not an expert at this yet, but I've been playing around with it. And this is the size of it. It's just aligned it that way. Now, I'm pretty sure there's two ways to do this. If we were to just go and hit escape, save, exit, it should be at that angle, but it may not be. And I'm gonna, this is one thing I haven't actually tested, so we're gonna do it right now. So we go back, world editor, reload. This is after saving. You have to save. If you don't save, it doesn't work. And that can be good, because sometimes you will screw up. You will overwrite a POI that you didn't want to overwrite. So just keep that in mind. Okay, there we go. So in this case, it overwrote the POI that was there, which was the big old stone, and now this is here. And now we can get rid of POIs as well, and move them around, all that stuff. Now I'm pretty sure what load into prefab actually means is load into the prefab file. But it doesn't say that, and it's really obscure and obtuse, I suppose is what you might want to say it. Okay, anyhow, if we hit, well, we have to kind of create a selection. Now this is maybe, there might be a slightly better way to do this, but this is the way I seem to be at the moment. We just sort of do this here. Load into prefab. Now, that's, you can see this other prefab here, and that one is not what I want, right? If I want to get rid of this one, then I can select onto it like this. See, if you left click onto each one, you can select them. Now, as is, the one I just put down will probably overwrite this one. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you this. Now, how to get to this, a little bit unsure, but you know, once you're in this mode, everything is visible as a thing. And like if I want, I can select that one or this one. It doesn't really matter, just left click. Now, if you want to get off of this selection thing, well, actually this is better with the Z key. If you hit Z, and you maybe want a selection like that and make it bigger, whatever, and you actually don't want to select an area, you can just, you look off of anything and then you just left click and it gets rid of that. Okay, but right now this doesn't really do much, but if I wanted to do this, I could actually go back into the K menu and delete the prefab. Now that prefab is all gone. Now I'm pretty sure that would work with this prefab as well. Delete prefab, that one is gone. Good. Okay. So, let's see here. If you want to just load it up right away without having to save so that you can see what's going on. And I'm a little bit unsure about this one because it does some weird things, but we're going to try it anyway. Dynamic Prefabs, and we're going to go back to the the dreaded scientific sign, and we're going to load into the prefab. Now if you hit the X button when it's this light green, it puts it in, bam, just like that. So now you can see it, but it is rotated, you can see, and I don't exactly know what's causing that yet. If you do, if you guys know more than me, please let me know. I can make an updated video of this. I don't really mind. This is just a basic, because I know a lot of people have been asking me how to do this, and I know it's a stressful thing when you do it, and for say like a server is in need of being reworked. Yeah, anyhow, it happens, it's stressful, and I kind of wanted to get this video out a lot sooner. Anyhow, done and done. Now let's say, because this is going to be here, so if we want it there, then yay. If not, we can get rid of it, whatever. Now if you have a situation like this, now this one's not too bad, because like the floor, the ground kind of matches in the front, which is kind of all right. But this is sort of the problem with prefabs, is they're a little bit finicky. Now I want to show you a couple of other little things. So right now, this prefab in this corner is unsupported, so you're going to have to probably go in and manually tweak that, which is kind of a bugger. Now underneath, you can kind of see where this spot is, and it's, yeah, not great. So anyhow, in this far corner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this whole thing down. Because in this corner, it really doesn't match. It just doesn't look good at all. And so what you want to do is you can press the G and hold it. Or first you have to select it, and then you press G and hold it. And you can move it down just a little bit. 1, 2. There we go. I think that's enough. All right. And who hit X? Apparently had a land claim block in there. Who knew? It did put it down. In this case, it rotated it. And hopefully I can find out some of these weird issues, right? And I don't know that there's an undo key, which is why I say if it isn't doing what you want, you may need to just back out and like reload your game without saving. It's a pain. Until I figure out the solution to it, or someone tells me or something, I can't really show you more than that. But as you can see, the ground is now pretty flush. And underneath is also pretty good. We have a hole there I must have dug by mistake when I was doing it. Now, sometimes, for example, the saving thing, if you're gonna do the whole moving down thing, this has happened to me a few times where I've moved it down, I don't know, a bunch extra, hit the X button, boom. Now it's way too low, right? Like, it's way underground, which is bad. You don't want that. Could restart the whole process, but this is just another little point to keep in mind when this next thing happens, because I actually don't know. Maybe one more down? I don't know. That looks flat-ish, right? To me. Okay, now the problem right now will be is if you run into this place, my guess is it's going to collapse. Now, I'll show you why. Under here, there's this huge empty spot because of your placements. So, man, if you're dedicated, you can go in and fill all this in. You can probably do it with a little select button, Z, and then go way over here. And I guess you would want to select maybe that one. Maybe it's a Shift Z, and we do that, and then we can hit. So we have to go over here. I think it's that one, and then you have to press J. Does that do it? No, that's clear. J is clear. K. There it is. K. So there you go. I mean, that works a little bit better. Just methods to do this kind of thing. And now, in theory, if we were to just stop, that'd be okay. Now, I've, of course, messed up because I took away that lower floor, which I didn't really want to. Anyways, it's a bit of a process to get all these things put in place. But the whole place is solid now. It's not collapsing, and that's what we want. It works. Connects at the back door. We just need new spikes in here. Why can't I get out of this place? Just stuck in the prefab. Okay. I don't really run around too much in these prefabs when I do this, so usually am flying about with no collision. So good to know. This is where I did my forge tutorial, if any of you guys have seen that. Yeah, and so the same method of selecting things here, of course, could work if you went Z. Oops. Yeah, so right now, it's selected over there. And if you want to get rid of that, of course, it's also that thing where you select off of it. You click the left button, left mouse button, and then it goes away. And then you just go back over here. And you find your other spot. And I guess you hit K. Boom. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay. L. It's L. My mistake. The L key. Not something I do every day, so I'm not, you know, this video is probably going to be for me too, man. I'm going to watch this probably every other month and just figuring out how the heck to put stuff back in that I've taken out, like this one. Let's see, what else can I say? I think that's the basics of it, because we've covered selecting and deselecting a little area with the little blue mouse cursor thing, right? Oh, I've already filled that in. Too quick, too quick. And then get rid of it. And yeah, of course, if you want to do the clearing thing, yeah, you would just kind of go Shift Z. That selects a spot in there, and then you'd hit Z like that, and hit your J key. That gets rid of it all again. Hit your L key, fills it in, whatever. So that's that. Then, yeah, so we brought in one. We don't know how to perfectly align them yet. Now, there's a couple of other commands. So if we do G key, you know, first off, we select it. G, this is the movement one, right? So that's fine. But if we hit Shift G, this is the one that, oh yeah, let's try this one, because I'm kind of curious. What happens if we do that? Now, in theory, I think this is going to cut off all of that. Let's hit the X key. Nope. Nope, that didn't do that. That rotated it and kept the whole thing. It just moved the whole location. And it moved it, I guess, southeast. Interesting. Good to know. Do with that as you will. And what else can we try? There was also, I think it was Alt G. Yeah, the Alt definitely does something to it, but I don't really know what. Control G brings up this other little thing, but this one I would normally assume is the rotation, but it really doesn't do anything for us, so yeah. And Alt just, I don't know, doesn't do anything. So anyhow, let me know your guys' success with this, anything else you learned, so that I can make an updated video of this, because like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just, you know, messed around with it, done some research, and people want to know. So you wouldn't be just helping yourself, you'd be helping everybody else. One last check to see. Let me see here. Okay, so here's the other things that I kind of wanted to show you was up over here in your 7 Days to Die folder. This is in your Steam folder. This is where it stores the worlds. And so, yeah, if we go over here into the proper game, because I've got a lot of modded versions, and you then go into your data and your worlds, you can see all the different counties that you've got. This is the one that we've been playing with, and this is the other way to do the addition or removal of, or editing of, the position of a prefab. Guppycur has a great tutorial on this, and I would recommend going over there to see it more specifically, because that's exactly what I wanted to cover. But you would look for prefabs.xml, and you see the position of absolutely everyone. I'm not sure, maybe we can find a Dredden. Oh, there we go, right there. So there's mine, and if I wanted to change them up or down, this would be the one to do. And I don't know, this is probably X, and that's probably Y. So you would just change them. This looks like it's south east, I guess. Yeah, and then here you can control the rotation. I'm just not exactly sure how to do it in the game. Actually, let's go check something. Let's put an arch or something over here. Over there. Don't like that biome. It's icky. Okay. Let's just take a quick look in here. Let's look up. Yeah, I really wish I could show you my castle. it just doesn't work right now. So I'm not going to postpone this video any longer. I'm just going to put it out for you guys. Which one was I using here? Oh, let's use the cemetery, whatever. Front is north, so I guess we can probably change a bunch of different things here. Rotations, this is the one thing I'm looking for is rotation, but I don't see rotation here, so I can't really, advise you on that. There's got to be a way. I mean, I guess I can see the rotation there, but I don't really know how to do anything with it. Z, if we can change it here. Really doesn't look like it. Control Alt G. Nope. Alt G. Nope. Shift G, and that's just the size, and then G is the position again. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have made it to this part, I'm kind of just playing with things. The front part of this video was the main part that I wanted to show people. Yeah, okay, dynamic, cemetery, boom, loaded. X if you want to see it right now. It's too high, so we would want to do this by 1, 2, and hit X again, and that's probably going to rotate it a little bit, but there you go. Just like that, it's in. And yeah, I would say change things in that file I showed you. So this guy here, prefabs in your county, in your 7 Days to Die folder, and yeah, just try to figure out what it's called and where it is on the map, because the map has its locations too, right? Like if we're looking at this one, I don't know, I guess one of these corners is probably the main corner that it's spawning from, but you can always just figure out approximately where you are by this right here. These coordinates here, though, if you're north or south, you may have to figure it out by negative numbers. So yeah, actually, let's just figure that out real quick. Bam. Over here, and map says we are 597 west. Okay, so 597. Yeah, so it's like this is the west, east-west, and this is the north. So there you go. West is south, east is positive, north is positive, south is negative. There you go. All right, guys. I've definitely covered everything that I know about this at the moment, and I'm sure there's more. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to find the answers. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take me to figure it out, but I do like figuring these things out. So, yeah. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel and like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Boom. And I will see you in another video.